Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. A jailed Iranian human rights activist has been awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
To award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2023 to Narges Mohammadi for her fight against the oppression of women in Iran and her fight to promote human rights and freedom for all.
The head of the Nobel Committee lauded Mohammadi's fight against the oppression of women in the country, saying she was a freedom fighter. The activist is currently serving a lengthy sentence in Tehran's notorious Evin prison. The committee said it hoped Iran would soon release her. Her family said the award was a historic and profound moment for Iran's fight for freedom. The award comes after more than a year of protests in Iran, spearheaded by women. Ukraine's Interior Ministry has said people from every family in Ukraine's northeastern village of Hroza have been affected by a missile attack that killed 52 people. An 8-year-old boy was among the victims when a cafe was hit during a missile strike in the Kharkiv region. Ukraine's defense ministry blamed Russia for the attack and said there were no military targets in the area. Russia has not directly commented on the strike. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Europe has to support the United States during a tough period.
When did you make this decision?
A dispute among the Republican majority in the US House of Representatives has complicated budget negotiations and prompted President Joe Biden to go from confidence that a deal will be made on Ukraine aid to openly expressing concern. Zelensky, speaking to media on the sidelines of a summit of the European political community in Spain, said the situation with the United States is dangerous, but Ukraine is ready for any tough period.
Yes, it's a tough period for the United States, and of course it's a tough period for Ukraine, but since first days of full-scale war we didn't have easy time. So we are ready for any tough period. For us it's very important. Europe and the United States also have to be ready to work together this period, not to lose this unity.
Police in Uganda have denied arresting Bobi Wine, saying he was merely escorted home. Bobi Wine arrived on Thursday via the Rwandan capital Kigali following a series of international engagements. His supporters had planned to welcome him and accompany him to his home in a huge march, but the police said it was illegal.
Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him? Where are you taking him?
Instead, the former pop star, whose real name is Robert Kyagulanyi, was bundled into a car by officers. He made a failed bid for the presidency in 2021 in a tense election against President Museveni.
I'm officially not in Uganda because I did not go through immigrations. They picked me illegally, like you saw, and as we speak right now, I'm under house arrest because my house is surrounded. Soldiers and police are all over.
The Philippine Coast Guard has protested against what it said were attempts by the China Coast Guard to block a mission by 4 ships to resupply Philippine troops on a disputed South China Sea atoll. A Philippine Coast Guard spokesperson said a Chinese Coast Guard vessel came within 1 meter of a Philippine vessel during the incident. Drone footage showed a Philippine Coast Guard vessel being blocked, as well as being surrounded by Chinese Coast Guard vessels and militia ships. The atoll in the area is known as Ayaguin in the Philippines, while China calls it the Renai Reef. A small number of Philippine troops live on board the old Navy transport ship, which the Philippines grounded on the shoal in 1999 to reinforce its sovereignty claim. And France's government is working hard to contain a national panic over bedbugs, as a Paris school becomes the latest building to be hit by a reported infestation. Senior officials from the Health, Economy and Transport ministries are meeting at the Prime Minister's office to coordinate a plan of action against the insects. They are expected to speed up proposals for a national observatory on bedbugs. Their aim is to establish an accurate picture of the phenomenon. Ministers fear the image of Paris is being damaged and that tourism could suffer, especially during next year's Olympics. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel studios in Lagos.